This is the summary. Family escaped Russia. Okay? I grew up in Argentina. I went to a German school. I moved to America with my French passport. And I've been in the United States since 1989. 1995, 5.5 years later, I'm already a police officer here in Richmond. My primary languages are Russian and Spanish. Then, right now that I've been in America so long, English had taken over my German and my French. I'm forgetting my French and German. Every time I go to Europe, I barely can communicate. I got family in France, in England, in Lithuania, Poland, Russia, Ukraine. The communism made my family scattered all over the world. Canada. A big surprise. I didn't expect it. We do an awards banquet. I got suspicious because the day of the event, a couple hours later, two of my coworkers called me asking me if I was going. That's not normal. When we arrived there, it was, they served the food and, as normal. It's time to give the awards, for Rookie of the Year, Sharpshooter of the Year, Life-Saving Award, and then Employee of the Year. Okay, just one more award. And that's when the police chief says, "Hey, Officer Vladimir Golovine, employee." I said, "What? Me? What did I do?" So I got the award. And it was decided, that particular award was a joint decision from the upper command staff of the police department. For me, kids are very important. Arresting and making the perpetrator go to jail, for crimes committed against kids. And I really don't want to give details of what the crimes were, but it's very rewarding. Very rewarding. Because they're innocent. They don't know better. An 8-year-old boy or girl don't know better. It's a smaller town, meaning that it's not like Houston, that you have thousands and thousands of police officers. Over here, just few of us. So, people, I don't know, this person who lives over here or this person who lives over there, get to know the officers. So there is an accountability. So, for example, this guy is standing right here. He lives in that house, but he also works for Walmart. And I know him because he was a victim of a crime before, because he was a witness to many shoplifters in Walmart. Over the years, I'm talking about 20-something years, I have dealt with him as the good guy. I built a reputation with him as an honest and fair officer. He elevates the entire police department to a different level because he already knows me. He already knows that I did a good job, a fair job. I was professional to him. I solved the problems that he had. He also, on the other side, helped me out. So you build that relationship. You build that bridge. It's just not for him. I am not just one more uniform. I am Officer Golovine, and he knows that Officer Golovine will do everything he can to help him out. At least I will try. Can I solve all his problems? Can I solve all the problems of the city? No, I cannot. But at least I will give it an honest try. So, going back to your original question is, small town, you get to know people, people know it, so it's accountability. And eventually, if I'm so unprofessional, the word will get to my superiors, and eventually, I will not be employed by the police department in Richmond anymore. So it's accountability. I'm building the bridge between the community and us, the police department, because we're in this together. The men here in the Jeep, I met him before. It was during an investigation of a crime, and he lives there. I don't. So I come over here 10 hours a day. We work 10-hour shifts, and he lives over there 24 hours a day. So he knows much more about the neighborhood, about his block, about his neighbor, much more than I do. So helping him and he helping us, it's great. Changing. Progressing. Also growing city. Growing in not in one aspect, in many aspects. So growing, changing, evolving, something in between those words. Preserving the peace. Imagine, and I'm copying somebody else's words, imagine if there was a fire and no fireman would respond to the fire. Imagine if that person driving this car knew that there is no police. Or if the police officer who shows up is a corrupted cop, like in some of the third world countries. Imagine if there'd be no law and order. So the answer to your question is, we are the first responders. Everything starts with us. Without us, there'd be no society. There'd be chaos. There'd be no rule of law. We attempt to keep our community, our society like we know, within the rule of law. So no energy drinks. I used to drink coffee, but due to, after I turned certain age, I started getting heart palpitations, so I switched to decaf. And I drink decaf Diet Coke, I drink decaf coffee. But I still like I love the taste of coffee. I love it. As a matter of fact, we are 2 blocks away from my favorite coffee shop, and which just about every day that I'm working, I come over here to this coffee shop. It's one of a kind, Joseph's, and they already have a tab, so I only have to pay once a week, whatever. I have my own coffee mug, which has a sticker from the Richmond Police Department. I just have to walk in, and they already fix me my coffee and got it ready the way I like it. And so there is Joseph Coffee Shop. Now, I do go to other coffee shops in town, but this is my favorite. And I don't know if you remember the show on TV called Cheers, when everybody met at the bar. Well, this is without alcohol, but at the coffee shop. And there is a group of, I will say, minimum of 15 men and women from 18 years of age all the way to 87 that are part of that group of like Cheers, but that we meet at the coffee shop. Come and go, you know. Some of us stay there, a few minutes. Some of them just grab a coffee to go on their way to work, or some of them, like the retired people, they can stay there an hour or two. No more caffeine, but I still like the coffee, the taste of coffee. By the way, we are, if you can picture over here are my coworkers. There was a fire and a missing lady, and we found the missing lady in the river. Yeah, we have a very active criminal investigation.
Is that the African American one?
Yes. Yeah. I knew the lady. I met her many times, and yeah. So
was it dementia, or did somebody?
Well, we suspect that the crime has been occurred. I cannot disclose the details because we have an active criminal investigation, but just watch the news. And it's everything leads now to a very sad story. It leads. I'm not saying it happened because I'm not allowed to give any details, and I should not. for the integrity of the investigation. Because, one more time, this lady, well, now she's passed away, and her family deserves closure and also deserves justice. Going back to, we're the good guys and we're maintaining the rule of law. Imagine if that lady, that house was caught on fire, it's on fire, the firemen didn't show up, and the police officer didn't investigate the possible right now crime. We will have anarchy, right? Our society, like we know, could not exist. I decompressed during work. When the public cannot see it, I like to joke a lot with my coworkers. For example, we might have a very bad scene, like yesterday. High-speed chase, people going to jail, the stress. But then when we were at the jail with my coworkers, I got to joke around where nobody can see me acting silly. I mean, kind of like acting like overgrown teenagers, but away from the public eye. So that's how I decompress. And then on my private life, I am big into family life. I go to church. So that helps a lot because I believe in eternal life and I believe in a God. So you didn't ask me this, but people ask me, you're a police officer. I've been shot at before. They miss me. Thank you so much. And I said, aren't you afraid of dying? I'm not afraid of dying. I'm concerned. But my belief is if I die, I will go to heaven. So heaven is a good place. Do I want to die today? No, I would like to live to be 80, 90 years old and enjoy my retirement. But no, I'm not afraid of dying. So going back one more time on how I decompress, I spend time with my family. My daughter, who is 18 years old, a daughter, not a son, she decided to follow my step into being a police officer. So right now she's in college, getting a college degree in criminal justice. And after that, she's going to become a police officer. And I was very surprised that she chose that career. I'm very proud of her. But by my example, because I never encourage her, I never ever mention to her that I want her to be a police officer. Since little, I mentioned to my two daughters that if they choose to go to the armed forces, I will support them being in the military. But I never mentioned anything about being a police officer because I never thought that they could do that. And out of the blue, when my youngest daughter turned 16, she said, I want to be a police officer, just like you. I said, why? She said, you do good. You are an honest and good cop. I didn't do anything, but she chose to follow my steps. I tell the prospective officers or somebody who's interested, or we go to job fairs or police academies to try to recruit new officers. I said, hey, I'm getting old. It's time for me to pass, the baton to the next generation. Many years ago, there was some old police officer who trained me. Now it's time for me to do the same. So, are you going to be rich? No. You're going to make good money? Yes. You're going to work long hours? Yes. Are you going to have to work holidays? Some of them. But it is very fun and very rewarding because we are the first line of defense for our society. So we do good. And it is fun, but also it's dangerous. But I like it. I really like. Actually, next month it will be 30 years that I've been a police officer with Richmond. And I choose not to get promoted. And I just wanted to stay in patrol. In the beginning of my career, I did some undercover work, drugs, prostitution. Then for a couple of months, I tried being a detective. Plain clothes in the office, no, it wasn't for me. So I choose to stay in patrol, and I love it. Don't want to be a sergeant, don't want to be a captain, don't want to be anything of that. I like to be in the street.